Brexit betrayal. MEP lashes out at weak and timid May as she fails to quieten Remainers. The West Midlands MEP said Brexit had to mean complete independence and that any deals that did not give that were a betrayal of the people who voted leave. He said, "I think Brexit no longer means independence. I think that the MPs who are supposed to represent the views of the people have taken it upon themselves that they know better, and there are desperate efforts going on from the MPs and the unelected lords, to try and completely derail the wish of the people and to force us to remain in the group of the EU." Mr. Etheridge rejected the notion of a Brexit deal based on the so-called Norway model, which would give access to the European Economic Area. He said, "Any model of Brexit that we follow that is not complete independence, is A, not what the people asked for, and B, allows us to be controlled, to some degree, by foreign powers. This is a perfect example of weak leadership, being able to take her own party with her, having to make concessions and good deals, and in the process of making deals and concessions the whole meaning of what people are supposed to be voting for is lost. The pro-EU side in the UK Parliament will gather strength and know that they can bully and take advantage of this weak and timid Prime Minister." He continued, "The EU negotiators will give no ground whatsoever because they know they've got the British government on the run, and I think the British people will start to protest to get their voices heard again. I think we are in for one of the biggest betrayals in the history of our country." Mr. Etheridge hit out as Mrs. May appeared to be heading for a fresh showdown with Conservative Remainer rebels after they rejected a government-drafted amendment to the EU withdrawal bill. Former Minister Anna Soubry said she and her colleagues felt badly let down after they believed they had reached an agreement with the leader, only to find the text had been redrafted at the last minute. Former Attorney General and arch-Tory Remainer Dominic Grieve held negotiations with the government over the precise wording of the amendment, which was aimed at making it more difficult for Britain to crash out of the EU without MPs being given a meaningful vote. But instead of Mr. Grieve's demands for a clause allowing MPs to direct the government in the event of a no-deal Brexit, the new amendment only promised a debate on a motion in neutral terms. Mr. Grieve said the final version of the amendment, which was tabled by the government at the last moment yesterday evening, was unacceptable.